You can go ahead.
Did you get my pre-submitted questions?
I saw the emails, but I haven't looked at them yet. So if you could just drop those in chat for me, that'd be great, please. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Monday's Lunch and Learn. You got Will here. Give everyone a chance to couple in. Okay, so here we go. Oh, okay, I see. It's just all right. Really quick, we want to start doing some quick housekeeping on the start of these calls, just to try to make you guys more aware of what's happening. Of course, you've got me today, and you've got me tomorrow with Brandon and Sendell later this week. We've got an in-person event happening in Charlotte on November 16th. If anyone is in the area and would like to attend, please reach out to your CS manager if you'd like more details. As well as we're hosting another in-person training event at our WHQ office, December 6th or December 8th, with a lot of cool topics with a beginner and an advanced track. We've also just recently launched our newsletter. It looks like we'll be hosting another product roadmap review this Thursday with our product manager, Eric Wilmering. So if you'd like to get on that, either this one or a future one, please reach out to your customer success manager as well. With that being said, we've got some questions from Ray. We're trying to use a created on date. Trying to use a created on date as a criteria in a fetch entities, and I don't see it in the list. Is it not an option? I tried doing a report, but I need to have the age of the item be dependent on the day of the week. Since I'm looking to collect any items that were created at least 2 business days prior. Your date field is not, let me late talk here, excuse me. Your date field is not showing up on a fetch entity step for you to.
I don't see created on. No. This is version 6, by the way.
Is this like, what's the data type you're trying to fetch?
It's a case.
So your fetch is going to be, your fetch entities needs to be constructed with the type being folder and the extension type being your case type. So here, if you search for folder name, or type name should be folder, like a decisions default folder. I have some cases named case test. Your extension is case test type. What that does, you just have to kind of know this. Unfortunately, there's no way to know it. You have to know that a case is an extension of a folder. And so some of the properties you're after are on the folder and others are on your case. And so if you do that, then you should get created on date as one of the options, because it's now looking at folder.
Okay. That was simple. I mean,
it
wasn't easy to guess, but it was simple to fix.
Impossible to guess, but once you know the answer, you're like, oh, okay, I see. But it's one of those places where we make you, unfortunately, have to think about the data relationships behind the scenes to be able to use the things correctly, which is admittedly not ideal, but that is where we are today.
Okay, that will give me what I need.
Okay.
Holly isn't on this call today. She said she wouldn't be able to make it, but that she would love to be able to watch it for a review. So this is.
Oh, okay. This is the one you just posted here. Okay. We have a new form that allows students to enter requests for biographical information changes. They can change their name, date of birth, legal sex, or social security number. We originally thought we could encrypt the social security number to make it secure. Just changing the field to encryption doesn't work. I am sure there are other things to set up along with that. I'm looking for information on the encryption or suggestions of how something like social security numbers is handled in decisions. Unfortunately, just changing the field to encrypted doesn't work. That's the piece I need to know more about. Why doesn't that work? We originally thought we should encrypt social security number to make it secure. Just changing the field to encrypted doesn't work. It should. Setting the field to encrypted should allow you to save it to encrypted in the database so that you can't query it. We do decrypt it in the flow designer. So the question is like, is it more about showing it on the form or saving it in the database? On a form, we do have a password text box that can let you mask it. Don't have to use this for passwords. You could use this for social security number if you need to mask the view of it. But notwithstanding that, if you're creating a data type, just create a simple database structure here. And we create a string property. Under advanced, we should be able to use encrypt data to encrypt it. Now, the confusing piece might be that it is not that the decryption and encryption, excuse me, is happening automatically for you. But like if you were to query this in the database, this string one field, or I'll just call it social security number, and this encrypt data was set to true, you would not be able to, it would be encrypted at rest in the database. So unfortunately, now this is how for a social security number or some other sensitive, PII, encrypt data is what our customers would use. So I guess I need to understand a little better. And unfortunately you're not here, what the problems with that might be. So I don't know. I'm not sure what else I could offer. Excuse me. I'm yawning a ton. I apologize. Yeah, so I'm not sure what else to mention there without being able to ask more questions about why encrypt won't work, as it should be the specific feature we have in the product that handles this scenario. Please let me know what other questions anyone might have. We got a bit of a small group today. Go ahead, Mariah, what you got?
So for that fetch entities, once I come back with the entities that I need, I will be running a step to set them to a closed state, specifically when I'm calling canceled as opposed to completed.
Okay.
So if canceled is chosen in error, and I then use some kind of a change state, either the default or when I create to change it back to another state, does that actually let you continue working with it, or does it just create some kind of odd set set up that will not do what I need it to do.
Yeah, the way to think about it is each of the cases are like completely discrete.
Mhm.
So in your case, you've got like different flows that trigger on case state change.
Yes.
So you can there's the case itself can move between any state that you define in any order for any number of times. I mean, it could create sort of like a lot of extra, depending on how your flows work. You might have a bunch of extra comments or a bunch of assignments that kind of muddy up the activity panel view.
Mhm.
But there's nothing that says there's no problem with you making it having it set to cancel to make it say state closed. The question really is, what does the closed state trigger flow, if any, do?
No, I mean not the closed, like when you go and you set up a case, there's a choice to call it a closed state. Like that nothing can be done to it when it's in that state.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean like, so I'm gonna have completed and I'm gonna have canceled. And they're both set as closed states within the decisions nomenclature, whatever that means there.
Okay.
So I tried it, and if I have it set to cancel, I can set it back to pending.
Sure.
What I want to know is, does that cause any unknown issues because I set the state to closed?
Correct. It doesn't do anything. It will it'll just do whatever the pending state change does. Launch a new assignment, send a new email, whatever the particular thing is.
Okay, so if it's in some of the, at least one of these cases, probably more than one, there will be a pending assignment when I put it into the closed state. Will that reopen those assignments, or will I need to
Nope.
create new ones?
You have to manage that manually. There's no like reopen previous assignment type actions, right?
Okay. All right. And I think that's,
in fact, even moving from one state to another theoretically won't even close existing assignments, depending on how they're constructed, right?
Oh, okay. So moving it to cancel will leave the assignment hanging out there until I decide to run a job to clean them up. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the assignment and the case state are not tightly linked enough for it to for it to do any type of work on the existing assignments on state change.
Perfect. That's what I needed. Thank you.
You bet. What other questions does anyone have today? We're only about 15 minutes in, but a bit of a small crowd, so we might break a little bit earlier than normal. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and call it for today.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, thanks everybody, and I will be back same time tomorrow. So let us know if you have any questions ahead of time. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Will. Bye, everybody.